next episode of Tell It Like It Was, where I, your teacher, Miss C, will give you an inside look into what you will be learning in history this next unit. So get excited, because we're going to be talking about a crazy time in history in the next few weeks. 2 back-to-back wars that looked very different, but were yet very dangerous. Here's a sneak peek into what went on in World War II and the Cold War. I mean, should we call it World War II or just a continuation of World War I? There were many reasons why the world entered a second global conflict, and it wasn't because Germany was following the Treaty of Versailles. There was the rise of dictators, Great Depression, and Germany was taking over other countries by the nation load. Literally. I mean, come on. It's not like the Allies did not see that coming. And what about us over here in the US? I mean, it was kind of like we were covering our eyes to the mess in Europe while we stuck to isolationism and focused on our Great Depression over here. So what makes the US join the fight? Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and see to find out. But the US was in the war for 4 years before it finally ended. Japan did not make it easy for us, that's for sure. And the ending was atomic. I mean, catastrophic. Yet shortly after World War II, we were in a Cold War. Now maybe some didn't expect it, but I don't know how, because there were so many red flags. Sorry, communist jokes aren't funny unless everyone gets them. And now it's time for the peak of the week. Fear of atomic fallout in the Cold War was a very real thing for many Americans. Imagine having one of these in your backyard because of it. In fact, at one point for 13 days, thousands of American citizens' lives hung in the balance. Stay tuned to find out what happened. There were many disagreements between the United States and the Soviet Union on which was the best type of government, capitalism or communism, and everyone in the world was expected to choose a side. Even in Europe, there was a division, figuratively and literally. Now, how would the US contain the spread of communism? You'll soon find out. Well, that's about all for this episode, but one more thing to note before we explore. The period of the Cold War was a very intense time for our country. Technology was advancing rapidly, American culture was thriving, and civil rights was progressing. So even though we were in this Cold War, our country was on the brink of some hot change. Well, that's all for this one, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and catch me next time to Tell It Like It Was. Have a good night.